My dear brothers and sisters, we are at war with the meat, war with our flesh. We are at war with it. The flesh wants us to do things that pleases God, things that will make us to not spend time with God. There are a lot of things that disturbs us from our work with God, and that can stop God from blessing us and God from being with us. We must be very careful, for we know the devil, our enemy, does not want us to spend time with God. So he uses our flesh, of course, things, the desires that we want, so that we can not have time for God. The desire that we have, of course, those desire from the flesh, because most of the time our flesh does not desire to spend more time with God, to pray, spend much of our time in praying, meditating the word, but most of the time we want to do evil, hatred. You want to hate, you want to fight, you want to insult, you want to gossip, all of those things that the flesh does make us do things that we shouldn't do as Christians, children of God. Now let us look at the book of Galatians 5 verse 19 until 23. Let me read it for you. What human nature does is quite plain. It shows itself in immorality, filthy and indecent actions, in worship of idols and witchcraft. People become enemies and they fight. They become jealous, angry, and ambitious. They separate into parties and groups. They're envious, get drunk, have orgies, and do other things like this. I warn you now, and I have before. Those who do these things will not possess the kingdom of God. My brothers and sisters, we are to be careful. All of those things that have been mentioned here, the gossiping and I could say even lying. Almost the whole world now is getting used to lying, and it's a very dangerous sin. It's a sin that almost the whole world is practicing it, and we should stop lying to people, to God, to ourselves. Anyway, God cannot be lied to, so we must stop doing all of those things, for those things come from the flesh, from the evil one. And also, as I look in the book of Mark chapter 7 verse 21 until 23, it says, for from the inside, from a person's heart, comes the evil ideas which lead him to do immoral things, to rob, kill, commit adultery, to be greedy, and to do all sorts of things of evil, deceit, indecency, jealousy, slander, pride, and folly. All these things come from inside a person and makes him unclean. We are at war with our meat. We are truly at war. We must fight that. We must fight and pray God to help us win against this battle of our flesh, of our meat. We must be careful of what we do. May God help you and I into our journey as we live in this life. May we grow daily as Christians and search and in ourselves and look at ourselves. What is it that defiles us, that makes us unclean, that displeases God, and pray about it so that God will change us and become clean again.